This is not anime. This is not anime. This is not anime, and this is not anime. These are examples of why anime going mainstream cheapens the idea of what anime is. Any term that can be applied to anything and everything loses its meaning and value. Just because you say something is doesn't make it so.
Sticking feathers up your butt does not make you a chicken.
Tyler was full of useful information.
And now current generations are being conditioned to believe anything that is animated is actually anime. Now, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It has some of the greatest replay value ever, showcasing universal themes of humanity, heroism that will forever be timeless. And once I have children, I will be watching it with them. But there should be a standard of understanding and respect to not label it as anime. It may be anime-esque, grasping inspiration from the medium, but it stops there. And because it's not anime, it doesn't make it any lesser, taking anything away from it. It's still a very good show that stands on its own. Now, the same can't be said for Netflix Devil May Cry series, plagued with modern millennial cringe writing headed by the leech that is Adi Shankar, who made it a thing to disrespect Berserk and Katara Miar's legacy. Check my video on that. Which, side note, this is separate from the actual 2007 anime Devil May Cry, as well as Megan Thee Stallion's cartoon soon to be released. Whether that'll be good or not is still up in the air, but let's say from this look alone, half of what I mentioned in my video months ago when this first got announced is already vindicated. And from what I heard, I caused a bit of outrage on her subreddit. But this video is not about those cartoons in particular, but to the overall topic at hand of people leeching off the popularity of anime, milking the label all for their own personal gain. These people call themselves anime fans, but their actions say otherwise. Let's say if I were to create any of these shows listed above, I would make it clear that while I'm a huge fan of anime, these are still not anime, having a responsibility to draw a clear distinction of what is and what isn't.
Damn straight.
But sadly, not everyone has that same level of respect for the medium, but instead prefer to cash in on that label while it's still hot, attracting the most casual of fans who will flock at the mere mention of, look, I'm famous, I like anime too, I'm making my own anime.
I'm about to come out with my own anime. You ain't never seen that anime like this ever in your life.
Now consume product, contributing to the deterioration of the core cultural identity that is anime.
Message!
And I recently made a tweet that sort of spoke on this, causing a bit of controversy. It is what it is, but it stated, out of everyone who claims to be an anime fan in current day, only 15% are actually true fans. For most, it's just an accessory or fashionable. And for this video, I'll also add, it's now a trend for celebrities, influencers, live streamers to see it as something to further their own brand appeal, giving their top 5 favorites in random interviews like a politician trying to seem relatable on their campaign trail.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now? Now listen, I just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Is it working?
Creating a persona for the public to buy into.
I love anime. I'm addicted to anime.
People think anime is just this aesthetic, its signature look, a fashion statement, costume, bumper sticker, or keychain for you to flex. But for me, it's much more, going beyond that surface level admiration that easily indicates the casual fan. And to this tweet, there was a response that really captured this sentiment well. If you're asking what a true anime fan is, you probably might not be one. And I don't even care if you watch 1,000 animes, because now I constantly see influencers listing out the anime they're watching or have watched just for the sake of my content. And I've had my suspicions for a while that if you took the opportunity to monetize anime, get views from, retweets, likes, any type of engagement that furthers brand appeal, the overwhelming majority would drop it overnight and totally stop consuming it. Remove the incentives from it and the artificial fragile interest will go right along with it. But again, that goes for most, not all. I bet you that if there were a massive coordinated smear campaign from mainstream corporate media, politicians, sponsorships, peer groups to criticize anime, these same celebrities and influencers who claim to love anime with so much passion, always stating how much it changed their life when dealing with mental illness like it's a campaign slogan or sales pitch.
Code Geass. Yeah. This shit helped me through a lot of mental problems. I was on a Stairmaster watching Code Geass save my life. And Code Geass saved my life.
Would immediately denounce it, seeing it as affecting their personal brand and could no longer gain from it. They would be like so many other so-called fans, claiming that it's too problematic, offensive, raunchy, needing to be reformed, censored, and changed from the inside out to update itself for modern times and a non-existent audience. These people, to me, are slaves to whatever is popular at the moment. So always take what they say with a grain of salt, extremely skeptical. Call me cynical, but it's just due to pattern recognition by this point. But I will say there was one person, Sneako, who I'm not a fan of, but was actually impressed that when asked about anime from his fans and how he should get into it, he honestly stated, look, it's not for me, and basically stopped trying to get me to watch it, and how certain influencers just see anime as a cash grab.
So you go watch One Piece? No, that's more, see, okay, look, yeah, I'm a grown man, dude. I'm not gonna watch 300 hours of anime. I don't relate to people who watch that. People insisting on trying to get me into anime. They've been trying for my whole life. I'm not going to do it. You're just a different person. But something's going on here with this anime push, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Mr. Beast changing his profile picture. Everybody coming out and saying, okay, mental health is one thing. Mental health is one thing. But this new anime push from every single influencer, it's like, just drop the YouTube anime show already. Is every YouTuber going to get in a Netflix anime show here? And see, this is the part that's because when everyone's like, Sneako, watch One Piece, they rub their hands together and think, this is the best goy slap possible. They're going to get Speed barking in Japanese. They're going to get Kai Cenat screaming with anime chink eyes. They're going to get Mr. Beast clapping his hands together. Hey, welcome back to One Piece! And it's all going to be your fault for putting everybody on to this shit. This Luffy, I don't care. I don't care. And neither do the people that are promoting it so much. They don't like it. They don't like it, but they know if they can make a 400 episode season and you guys will sit there and watch every single episode of it, they know that this is the most profitable goy slap they can put out. And you guys are going to eat it up. And so they're laughing. When they change their profile pictures to Luffy or whatever, when they talk about like, oh, season 8, episode 309 really helped my mental health in Naruto, they know that they're gonna milk the fuck out of you with this. There's gonna be a show where Naruto is barking next to Speed, and it's gonna be your fault. And they're gonna be doing backflips, and there's gonna be a Squid Games challenge, and it's all your fault. Just letting you know that this new push is artificial.
And yes, I was actually surprised and shocked at how much I agree with him here. I appreciate the honesty of saying, look, anime is weird and it's not for me, rather than faking to like it because it's trendy to do so. Yes, anime can be weird, which is what makes it so unique and special. It almost acts as its own gatekeeping mechanism. I prefer it maintains its weirdness rather than dilute itself to appeal to a wider audience. Also sharing the same intuition that there is this odd artificial push to popularize and make it more mainstream because there's money to be made, only seeing anime as a dollar sign, which Sneako was kind of spot on with his predictions, as it was announced Mr. Beast having a new collaboration deal with Naruto somehow.
Ah, I knew it!
And what's really telling of a non-anime fan is when they reduce anime to the word or translation alone. Like, anime is just a Japanese word for animation. It's not something special. Or, and hear me out, you can call any animation anime since it's the Japanese word for animation. And I hate it when they do the same shit for manga, saying it's just a word for Japanese comics. And when certain Japanese veterans in the industry claim that they want to preserve the Japaneseness within anime, people really fight against that idea like it's absurd, almost getting angered at the fact Japan would ever consider such an idea. I remember hearing someone saying, what do you mean Japaneseness? Yeah, but Vinland Saga takes place in the Nordic region. What's Japanese about that? As if anime is limited to the region the story it takes place in. Talking points like these is what lets me know you're not a fan. Anime is filled with so many countless nuances that makes up its identity. The tropes, whether it's the nosebleed, accidentally walking into a room full of very beautiful women in lingerie, anime puke, which adds comedy in itself, the fan service that makes so many scoff at it but makes fans truly appreciate it even more, internal monologue.
ゼロが起こした反乱事件、ブラックリベリオンからもうすぐ1年。
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
ありがとう。
だが堀北、俺はお前を、お前も、櫛田も、平田も、最後に俺が勝ってさえいれば。
announcing abilities when fighting opponents that makes you think as the viewer, why would you announce your powers to your enemy?
これですか。自らの血を流すことが私の契約者としての対価なのですよ。さあ、始めましょうか。
This is my Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu. Its ability is perfect hypnosis.
The opening themes, the outros, the mature elements where as a kid made me realize, oh, this is something different. It's not just some cartoon from Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. Even with the X-Men series done by Madhouse, my chat recently put me onto, something even as little as the character here standing in a very feminine pose, that's something that's very common amongst anime women characters and something that's rarely seen, if at all, in Western animation with women characters. It's subtle but noticeable in a subconscious kind of way. The voice acting where their actors go above and beyond like their life depends on it. Committing a level of seriousness versus just seeing it as a Japanese property and a check to be cashed in or bullet point on a resume to be hired somewhere of more perceived prestige. And even as I'm making this video, I feel like I can't even come anywhere close to doing justice and explaining how anime is more than just its signature look, where people had this idea that if it looks like anime, then it is. It's something that isn't so abstract, but then it is at the same time. There's a soul behind the animation that can't be defined but only experienced, and it's immediately evident when an imitation lacks that. It's like that scene where Spider-Man pleads with Tony Stark to keep the suit and that he's nothing without it, and Tony explains, if you're nothing without it, then you shouldn't have it.
Yeah, let's have it. No, please, Mr.
Let's
Stark,
have it.
you don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it, okay? Gotta sound like my dad.
And I'm using this as a metaphor to show the anime isn't just some costume, something that can be worn, or its signature look that can technically be placed over any property and it automatically makes it so. As I said, there's a soul behind it, a personality, identity that can't be replicated. It's something that can't be defined, like when Peter is caught under rubble and stares at himself in a moment of weakness, in his own personal handcrafted suit that lacks all the flashy gadgets his other suit had.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
But it's in this moment he becomes Spider-Man internally rather than externally, realizing it takes the man to become Spider-Man rather than the suit itself, as it takes the soul to recognize what anime is and not just its look, like if a character has big eyes or not. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. A lot of people I understand also have FOMO, fear of missing out when it comes to anime. So when asked, they say, oh yeah, I love anime. I've seen that show Death Note and I've seen Naruto. But one conversation alone with them will quickly show you're not a fan of anime, you're a fan of Naruto, because there's a difference. It's like someone saying, oh yeah, I like hip hop, but the only song they've ever heard was Started From the Bottom when it comes on the radio. Side note, this is no knock to Drake. He's actually one of my favorite rappers, top 5, but I'm just making a point. Or saying, oh yeah, I like hip hop. I love Jay-Z's New York song with Alicia Keys. I played that 1,000,000 times, but would instantly change their mind if they heard Reasonable Doubt.
Listen, too many bitches wanna be ladies, so if you a hoe, I'ma call you a hoe. Too many bitches are shady.
Because you like that song, but not hip hop. There's a difference. Or like my nephew who likes Deadpool vs. Wolverine, but isn't a fan of Marvel because Deadpool Wolverine has meme internet comedic type culture in it. There's a difference. Or like how I'm a fan of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but I wouldn't call myself a Lord of the Rings fan necessarily. I've never read the books, don't know a word from the language Tolkien developed for the world of Lord of the Rings, and couldn't name any characters outside the main cast. I'm a casual fan of the trilogy, but not a fan of Lord of the Rings necessarily. There's a difference, and that needs to be respected, something I realized more and more over the years with all fandoms of all kinds, but I'll leave it at that. Also, if you haven't checked out my music, links in the description. If you love those Samurai Champloo lo-fi mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. And if you want to support me and the content I create, consider joining my channel and becoming a member. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.